Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the IkesTechTalk weekly live stream. Y'all know how it goes down on a Thursday night with your boy Ike. What's up? What's up, everybody? Hope everybody is good out there. Getting a little audio and visual check here, making sure everything is up to par. Everything is up to par. 1 second. Sounds a little, I know y'all can hear me, but it doesn't sound as good as it does. I'm going through OBS, so it is what it is. But I definitely can tell the difference. All right, let's get into it. But yeah, so I already see Brad's comment. For those that don't know, I did go ahead and pre-order my Pixel Fold. I ended up getting it from obviously the Google store. I ended up walking into a really dope deal, man. Shout out to the homie Trent for letting everybody know. He was apparently playing around with some trading stuff. And he was able to find out that you could trade in a 12 Pro Max, an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Turn that light over towards me. There we go. That you could trade in an iPhone 12 Pro Max for $800 towards a Pixel Fold. And that was an insane deal for that device. My wife actually has an unlocked one, or had an unlocked one. And I was like, look, I'm never gonna be able to probably get $800 for this phone again unless it involves some type of bill credits or something like that. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and trade that in instead. So I ended up getting that 800 off, and then obviously I'm a Google One subscriber, so I get like another 10% back in Google credit. So that's like 180 right there. So I ended up walking away with a pretty good deal, in my opinion, man. Like I said, I don't know anywhere else I could have traded in that 12 Pro Max for $800. And okay, my camera is fully charged. Crazy that in 2023 we have to charge doorbells, right? It's kind of funny. But anyway, yeah, so ended up trading in her 12 Pro Max, and I wasn't using my 14 Pro Max that I have through T-Mobile, so I went ahead and just gave her that and just switched all her stuff over to that. So she got an upgrade to the 14 Pro Max. I took her 12 Pro Max, and I'm going to be trading that in towards my Pixel Fold. So that's already ordered. Shipping date is launch day. So fingers crossed, nothing goes wrong with it. But my originally it was like June 27th to like July 2nd. And then it updated to June 27th to June 29th. So as of right now, I should be getting it, if not launch day, at least launch week or whatever the case may be. So super pumped about that. Got my Pixel Fold ordered, man. Yeah, so can't wait for that to come in, and for that to kind of replace the Pixel 7 Pro, because I'm pretty sure that that's going to be my daily, kind of going forward. So we'll see. I might end up hating it and returning it. You never know. But like I said, we'll definitely see. We'll definitely see. Got about 3 articles here, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock them out. More than likely, once we get through them, if we got a little bit of extra time, I'll probably go ahead and end the stream early. I know the homie T is doing his thing tonight too. He's actually going to be going live tonight at 9:45. So, like I said, if we're in the flow, then we'll go ahead and take it all the way till 10. If we're kind of winding down, then we'll go ahead and end a little bit early, just to go ahead and observe T stream and go rate him. So, like I said, we'll see how the night goes. We'll see how the night goes. But let's go ahead and get in a roll call so we can get into these articles, man. We got the homie Brad in the building. What up? What up? Hope everything's good with you, homie. Got my brother from another mother, LaShawn, in the building. Speaking of which, he will be going live tomorrow with the open mic night. So definitely make sure y'all go and show him some love. Yeah. And like I said, make sure everything is good on that. And y'all subscribe, members for the Ignorant Hours, all of that, man. Go show that man some love. Definitely deserving. The homie said he gonna be doing some B-roll, some editing, and watching the game, but he's here. Hey, trust and believe, LaShawn. I got let me switch over to the top now. I got the notifications on the watch, homie. Let me see if I can get that in focus. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping up with the game as well. Y'all know me. I'm an absolute NBA fanatic. So yeah, I will definitely be keeping tabs on the game as well. Hoping to see a really good series here with Denver and LA. I'm not gonna lie. Now I am a LeBron fan, right? I'm not somebody who dislikes LeBron. I know that there's a lot of people out there who dislike him. I definitely respect his game, respect him as a businessman, and on a personal level. I would be lying if I were to say that I wanted Denver to pull this one out. Like with the Lakers coming in as the 8th seed. Wait, are they 7 or 8? No, they came in as the no. Heat came in as the 8th. Lakers came in as the 7th. I'm really trying to see what they're gonna do, man, because it would be pretty crazy in my opinion. Not even talking about for LeBron, but it would be pretty crazy in my opinion if either the Heat or the Lakers end up pulling it out, especially the Heat, man. Like coming in AFC, you knock out the number 1 seed Bucks, then you play a good foundation Knicks team, because in my opinion, the Knicks have a great foundation this go. And the Heat were missing some pretty big pieces with Oladipo and Hero being out. That takes away a lot of their depth, right? So, like I said, definitely interested to see how all that plays out, man. I'm a Bulls fan, for those that don't know, so my team didn't even end up making it. So I'm not really rooting for anybody, but I would love to see either the Heat or the Lakers kind of, take it or whatever the case may be. But honestly, in any team that gets it is deserving, in my opinion. If Denver does end up getting it, Jokic, in my opinion, is probably the best player in the NBA right now. Like, homie is balling out of this world right now. I'm talking like triple doubles constantly, consistently. His 2 game with Jamal Murray is insane. The Lakers still haven't quite figured out how to guard that pick and roll with him and Murray, Jamal Murray. And it's pretty crazy, man. And then the Celtics, I would love to see Tatum finally get his first one, man. I am a pretty big Tatum fan. Not the biggest Celtics fan, but I am a fan of Tatum. So, like I said, we'll definitely love that. But let's go ahead and knock out this roll call, man. I'm ranting and raving. Let's get to the tech. Got Umar in the building, said, what's up? What up, big homie? What up, what up, what up? Jason C in the building said, what's good, everyone? Jason knows how to get me, man. He started mentioning foldables. I start being like, what? I saw you with that OnePlus foldable. Yes, sir. I am very interested in that device as well, because it will be coming to the States. And what I might do is use my Best Buy credit that I was going to use for Pixel Fold for the OnePlus Fold. But we'll see. We'll see. That's getting a little far ahead of ourselves. But we'll see. We'll see. Genosis in the building. What up, homie? Hope everything is good with you. He said, doing fine myself. Got a bunch of cheap tech from a YouTuber's online garage sale. Hey, secondhand tech is still very, very good tech, man. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, Evan, what's up, homie? Hope everything is good with you. Barry Johnson as well. Top flight security of the world, Craig. He in the building. He in the building as well. Let's see what else. Hey, I see J Bone, Mr. Johan in the building. Yo, if y'all haven't, wish Johan a happy belated birthday. His birthday was it yesterday, Johan, or the day before yesterday? It was sometime this week, man. So shout out to Johan, man. Appreciate you, man, for the support and the love, dude. Happy birthday. I really hope that you enjoyed it to the fullest, for sure. For sure, man, for sure. Yeah, it was coming in a low quality. Okay, so it wasn't just me. It might be something like with the internet, man. We had like a really weird tornado watch kind of storm come through here in Florida. And ever since then, man, like my internet's been kind of spotty. Even with StreamYard, it's been kind of spotty. So yeah, like StreamYard, work stuff with Zoom has been kind of unstable. So yeah, Spectrum is definitely on one, man. Can't wait till I can get some fiber from somebody else. Hey, my Pixel Fold sister from another Mr. Jojo in the building. What up, Jojo? What up? What up? What up? Wait, what did I miss? I see somebody said, I see somebody said, nice Trent. He said, oh, you're saying Trent put in the work. I got you, bro. I'm missing. I'm like, wait, I didn't see Trent above. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't want to leave nobody out, man. But yeah, Trent put in the work, man. He the real MVP. He came in like Kobe in the fourth, dog. Straight up. Hey, Lewis, what's up, man? Hope everything is good with you. Ron, I didn't skip you. I saw you. Hope everything good with you too, man. Hey, T Hop in the building. What up? What up? What up? Hope everything is good with you. I ended up going with Obsidian, Jojo. I know me and you were talking about the porcelain, but when I saw a matte on that back of that black, I said, I gotta go Obsidian. I gotta go Obsidian. Jason C said, if Ike hates the Pixel Fold, the world's gonna end. I know, right? I know. Oh, tomorrow we getting ignorant, dog? Okay, let's go. Let's go. LaShawn said, bro, I hope the Lakers lose, because if they win and Miami beat Boston, the Lakers will sweep them. Yeah, I don't know, dog. The Heat is showing some crazy heart right now, bro. Some crazy heart. So I don't know if they're going to sweep them. I honestly do think Lakers would win that series. Because right now, only big player I see with the Heat, I would say it's probably Bam. Like Bam, it plays pretty big. But the Lakers team overall are just big. Like D'Lo, he's tall for a guard. Reeves, he's tall for a guard. Schroeder, he's tall for Schroeder is like kind of tall. He ain't super tall. And then you got AD defensively, tall, long, athletic, and then Bron is athletic. So their team is just big, bro. So yeah, it's kind of like I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think the Heat would get swept though. I think they would at least get one game for sure. Brad said gonna be a Lakers Heat finals. I mean, I'm not opposed to that, dog. I'm not opposed to that. JC said only one other AFC to make the 1999 exactly. Did they win that year, Jason C? Did the Knicks win that year? JoJo said I cannot never agree on colors. Yeah, most likely went with black. Exactly. I did. See, JoJo called it. Look, you said better be porcelain. I just saw the obsidian and it just looks so clean, man. It looks so clean. I think it was the unlocker David Kogan, I think his name is, on YouTube. I seen his like hands-on on Twitter. I was like, that obsidian is fire, dog. So I kind of had to go with that. Hey, Shay, Queen of Still a Nation, Kennedy in the building. What up? What up? Hope everything is good with you. Hey, James Apple, that's my anime brother right there. What up? What up? I saw them come out with those Beat Studios, the transparent joints. I ain't gonna lie, man. They looking really clean. Oh yeah, Johan, we talking about Q3 of this year. So like that fall time. We should see the OnePlus Fold V, I think is what they're calling it. Like Barry said here, 91 Mobile reported it. It's probably going to be that Oppo Find N, literally rebranded as the OnePlus, and I think it's supposed to have slightly updated cameras than the Oppo Find N. I'm not 100% sure. I know Barry will be able to correct me on that, but it's looking real solid, dude. And I think that they even said a Periscope is supposed to be coming too. Because I could pretty much tell you, after using a Pixel Fold, I'm not going to want another foldable unless it has a Periscope. I want Periscope on all my phones, period. I want it. That Periscope is way too valuable to me. See, yeah, JoJo, you've been getting it too. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. They lost to the Rockets in 5. Oh, okay. See, that would have been dope if they would have pulled it off. Has any AFC team ever came and won the finals? I'm curious about that. Yo, T, see, that's the man we was talking about earlier. He's gonna be going live here in about 30 minutes too. So, like I said, if we kind of wind it down, we're gonna end a little bit early so we can go and raid the homie stream, yo. Hey, Malik in the building. What up, man? Hope everything is good with you. James said, I'm watching all Psychopath season and films before the new film drop. See, man, I have to actually finish it. Like, I haven't even finished it the first time. I still got to finish season 1, man. I just need to take some time and just sit down and watch it. But it's kind of tough these days, man. Because, like, with anime, I have to sit and watch it and read and focus on what's going on. And with the kids running around, nah, absolutely can't happen. I said Miami Heat and LA Lakers is like when they were in the bubble. See, there you go. He said, yes, rumors, same form factor as the Find N. Exactly. Hey, Gwendolyn G is in the building. What up? Hope everything is good with you. He said, Knicks ain't win since the 70s. Yeah, it's been a while. Psychopath season 2 is garbage. Oh, man. See, I wonder if it's as bad as a fall off as Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul season 1 was absolute fire. And then the second season was like, okay, this is dragging. And then you get to Tokyo Ghoul Re or RE and it starts to get back. And then I would say like that last half of Tokyo Ghoul season 3 is the best out of everything. Season 1, season 2, and season 3. So I wonder if it's as steep of a drop off as that, because that drop off in Tokyo Ghoul season 2 was kind of bad. Like it was like, okay, this is really dragging right now. But let's go ahead and get into these articles. Add it to the stream that way. All right, so this one we actually missed. We missed it last week because we were talking pretty much all things Google I/O, and then the week before that, I actually took the night off. So this is one I was really interested in. Just like I said, get Googled some better cool chips, man. Some better cool chips. So Google may design its future tensor chips in-house, starting with the Pixel 9. So right now, for those that don't know, essentially what happens is Samsung has some type of processor or something like that, and Google literally goes to them and say, hey, we want, this kind of base, but we want it moved around in this orientation. We want these cores up here to be a little bit faster, maybe a different core altogether, blah, blah, blah. So it's like taking that Exynos base and kind of doing their own thing with it. So it still technically is a Google custom processor, but it does have Exynos DNA, drivers, stuff like that. I'll say Exynos. So with this, what this is saying is that Google's going to take the more Apple approach or Qualcomm approach, and from the ground up, it's going to be all of them. There's not going to be any Exynos drivers, any Exynos base. It's going to be all of them. Now that portion in itself, I'm not too worried about. But later on this article, and we'll kind of get there, I'm more interested in them changing up manufacturers for their fab, for the fabrication process. And I'll kind of explain why here in a bit. So Google Pixel smartphones have been gaining popularity over the years thanks to their high quality camera and seamless integration with Google software services. However, one of the key factors that differentiate Pixel phones from the rest of the Android market is the custom-built Tensor chip that powers the devices. Google has previously relied on Samsung for its chip manufacturing. According to recent reports from Sam Mobile, Google has relied on Samsung to design and manufacture the Tensor chip for the past 2 generations of products. However, there are rumors that Google may be looking to change things up with the upcoming Tensor G3, G4, and G5. The Tensor G3 chip is expected to be co-designed with Samsung system LSI ARM and manufactured using Samsung's 4-nanometer process. Now, to my knowledge, the last chip that we saw from Samsung running on a 4-nanometer process, which don't get me wrong, I would say, I would probably say the last one was probably the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. 8 Gen 1 Plus is when Qualcomm switched to TSMC. And if the S22 Ultra is anything to go off of, which is one of the only phones I had with that processor, it still ran fairly hot. Now, Samsung's optimization obviously has some part to play in that, but it did run still pretty hot. So I don't quite feel like we're out of the woods yet, when it comes to like overheating and stuff like that. What I will say, and kind of my hopes, and this is just me thinking out loud, is that between then, which was early last year, to now, Samsung has improved their fabrication process for their 4-nanometer process, because this is like kind of like the current standard. Like you got the 3-nanometer, but there's honestly not a whole lot running that. 4-nanometer is kind of like the standard right now. Like that's what most processors are running on. So with Samsung's 4-nanometer process, the chip will reportedly adopt a 1 + 4 + 4 9-core design consisting of 1 3.3 gigahertz Cortex X3, 4 Cortex A715s, and 4 2.2 gigahertz Cortex. So easiest way to look at this is like your high, mid, and then like low performance cores. I'm not going to get super technical because, to be honest, a lot of this stuff is over my head as well. Like I have like a very kind of basic understanding of it. So obviously with your big, mid and little kind of cores and things like that, the core configuration is kind of what Google is changing up. And supposedly with Samsung's new process here, we're supposed to get better performance and better efficiency. Now, looking forward to next year with Tensor 4, for the Tensor 4, Google is said to be considering designing its chips completely in-house and manufacturing them using TSMC's 4-nanometer process. However, the cost of this process may be too high for the Pixel, and Google may have to turn to Samsung foundries instead. It's currently unclear what process the Tensor G4 will use. Now, to talk about that and give that a little bit of context, what they're saying is the cost is going to probably be too high. Now, even if Google had to say to switch over to TSMC, bump up the Pixel's base model cost for, I'm not going to say for, but bump up the cost of the Pixel base model, instead of it being like $950 to an even $1,000. I don't even think that they would really have to bump it up that much, in all honesty. Maybe we'd see like a $950 to $980 jump, or $975 or something crazy like that. Even if it was a $50 jump, I would pay an extra $50 to get a TSMC manufactured processor. TSMC has shown in the past, man, that they are really still at this point kind of unmatched when it comes to the fabrication process. And I mean, I look at just the switch from Qualcomm going Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 to Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. They didn't really change, like Qualcomm didn't really change a whole lot with that process. The only difference was that TSMC fabricated the chip. And look at how drastic of a difference it was. It went from S22 Ultra overheating for, damn near no reason to like my Z Fold 4 barely getting warm, my Xiaomi 12S Ultra barely getting hot at all. Right now, it still ran a little warmer than I would have liked, but it was nothing like the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. So, like I said, I would prefer for them to kind of make that swap. I know some people are saying, I personally would like, them to go back to Snapdragon and all of that. And I don't think I want Google to go that far. Because I do like the fact that they're thinking about what this chip allows their smartphones to do, rather than trying to let me just throw in something off the shelf and kind of build a little co-processor or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But then we did get a little bit of insight for Tensor G5. So Tensor G5 apparently is going to be using TSMC's 3nm process, which that's going to be absolutely fantastic. This process promises even greater power efficiency and performance improvements compared to the 4nm process used for the Tensor G4. I'm not going to get really too much, into a lot of this, but this is what I'll read kind of this one here, and then we'll kind of talk about it and then move on. But it says, switching to new chip designs and manufacturing process also comes with risk and challenges. It remains to be seen how Google will handle these challenges and whether the upcoming Tensor chips will live up to expectations. Regardless, the technology industry is eagerly anticipating the release of the 6 and the Tensor G3, which could give us a glimpse of what's to come in the world of smartphone technology. For now, fans, blah, blah, blah. We already know Fold 7a is around the corner. So, like I said, all in all, man, I'm kind of interested to see how this plays out. Because while I would like them to switch over to TSMC, for all we know, Samsung could be absolutely crushing the game with their 3nm process, or it could be good enough to where we don't get, overheating and stuff like that. Because in all honesty, like when I use my Pixel, in terms of like issues, like how Samsung has their shutter stuff, Apple has their HDR stuff, and I'm not even talking just cameras, but just things in general, right? I think Google's, or I would say Google and the Pixel specifically's thing would be chip efficiency. I think from a performance perspective, Tensor is fine. I'm not doing anything where I'm like, okay, this would run faster on my Snapdragon or anything like that, man. I know some people have had, different experiences, but I would say the general consensus is from just a normal day-to-day performance, standpoint, just day-to-day opening apps, like games, scrolling social media, stuff like that. You don't really notice a performance difference, a speed difference. Where you notice a difference is in heat efficiency. So thermals, things like that. So hopefully, even though we're going to be running Tensor G2 on the Fold, what my hopes is that we're going to see a similar result to the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 on this device, the Fold, because you have a bigger surface area to manage that heat. So you're not trying to manage all of the, thermals and heat in a device this size. You're doing it in a device this size. So when you can spread out that heat, the device should theoretically, heat up a lot less. But that is left to be seen. We will see what happens. But let's get into y'all comments, man. See what y'all talking about. Look, Johan said, right, Genosis? Just was saying, finally. So I swear, Sundar Pichai is following me around. Look, man, I honestly think that the only reason we're still getting Tensor powered, or not Tensor, Samsung fabricated Tensor chips right now is because Google inked the deal with Samsung. Because I really doubt that it's a situation where year over year, Google's like, let's go and, sign a new deal with Samsung. Like, I would assume that this stuff is like years, inked in contracts. Obviously, we as consumers don't get to see that stuff, but I highly doubt that it's like Google just all of a sudden one year can say, you know what, Samsung, y'all suck when it comes to this. We're going to go here. Like, it's a contract involved. So it's one of them things where, like I said, I would assume Tensor G3 might be the end of that like exclusivity contract, and then Google can kind of do what they want to do. So what it looks like Google is doing, which is kind of funny and kind of savage, is they're kind of using Exynos to kind of get their feet wet to kind of see like what they need to do. and then they're gonna go off and just do their own thing, use what don't work, take out what doesn't work, and then TSMC, hey, fabricate this for us. Which, hey, like I said, it is savage because it's like we're gonna use y'all because we need y'all now. But I'm 100% cool with that. I'm 100% cool with that. Yo, Scoop, I see you just came in the building, man. What up? What up? Hope everything is good with you, big homie. Jason C said, I'm all for Google building their own tensor. Same here. Same here. Brad said they need that TSMC. I agree. I agree. It does kind of sound like that a little bit, LaShawn, but interesting nonetheless. Joseph said, knows I'm making fun of their 3/4 Exynos and 1/4 Google marketed as tensor. I'm done with you, sir. A 1 hut. So we ain't doing a 10 hut. It's a 1 hut, Savage. What up? What up? Hope everything is good with you, homie. Yo, Ish, what up? What up, man? Hope everything's good with you, dude. And that's one of the problems too. And I was thinking about this earlier because, like, generally what I tend to do when I'm getting my articles, I kind of have like I wouldn't call it like meditation session, but I just sit down and think about, like read the article and just think to myself and kind of get it out. And I was thinking about this. Apple does have, I think it's like 70, 80, maybe even 90% of TSMC's like 3 nanometer chip lines. But I also know that Apple threw a huge bag at TSMC to make that happen as well. Google has a ton of money too. So if Google has, a ton of money as well, hey, throw TSMC a bag to get your own, 100, 200 manufacturing lines, dude. Like if I'm Google and I'm putting money into R&D like Sundar Pichai and them are saying, that's a move that I'm making. Like with me trying to stay ahead of and the thing is I get it. Like Google's not trying to, be worried about beating, other manufacturers in terms of like chip performance. But even if I know that I can give my customer a more efficient, cooler running processor, like I'm all for that. And I would assume Google is too, man. Like Google doesn't want your phone to overheat or run hot while you're using it. Like whoever thinks that they're doing it on purpose or just not fixing it is literally losing. I don't think any manufacturer wants their device to have an issue or anything like that, man. But one of those things they got to get away from Sammy. It is more expensive than Samsung. It is. Genosa said, only reason I didn't get a Fold. I get you, dog. I get you. Hopefully, like I said, it's a bigger surface area so the heat can spread out across the device more. So even if it does get a little warm, it won't, like you won't notice it as much, kind of thing. So Samsung is a hot mess. That is true, Ron. That is true. At least their chip fabrication process is. I like that. I like that. Google beta tested. That's exactly what it is, Brad. Like they literally was like, you know what? Let's go in here, learn all that we can, get as much information about doing this as we can, and then we're just gonna do our own thing. I am not opposed to that. Because you think like Apple had to do that at one point too. Apple's processors didn't come custom made until like the A4. So, and that's what the iPhone 4. So we had the 2G, the 3G, 3GS, and so 3 generations of iPhone before they got their own from the ground up custom-made processor. And when that processor came out, the iPhone 4 didn't magically become the best processor on any device at that point. It took them quite a while to get to that point, man. So I definitely, in my opinion, would say Google definitely needs that time. But kind of like Genosis is saying here, like right now, they're at the mercy of Samsung's fabrication process, which is not a good place to be. So if I'm whoever is running, Google's silicon team, if I'm them, I'm going to say to myself, okay, do we want to ink another deal with Samsung and have to deal with hot processors? Or am I going to ink a deal with the industry leader, TSMC, and get better processors? Like, yeah, it's going to cost us a little bit more, but at some point, Pixel devices are going to go up. Like anyone who's thinking that a Pixel is going to stay $950 for a Pixel set for a Pixel Pro is dreaming. Like at some point, they're constantly adding new things. That price is going to have to go up. I'm fine with the price going up if we're getting an overall better device. I'm fine with that, man. I know a lot of people may not agree with that. I would love for them to keep it the same, but if I have to choose between Samsung hot processors or TSMC, cooler, more efficient processors, at least until Samsung gets their stuff together, I'm gonna say charge me an extra $50. I'm down. I'm down. And honestly, I don't even think that they would charge that much more, in all honesty. Nikkei Asia says that the 4nm A16 Bionic, Apple Pay TSMC, 1 ton for each chip. See, and that's really expensive. Like, and when you think about it, like for each chip for a phone, like that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. You know, when you're looking at like a bill of sale on every component in a phone, like that is a lot of money, right? But look at where Apple is in terms of their chips, man. Like, look at that. Look at the efficiency. Look at the battery, specifically from the 13 Pro Max. But like look at that. Like, it's doing great, man. So it's one of them things, man, where I'm just kind of like, look, Google, whatever y'all got to do to ink that deal, if y'all got to throw a bag so they can make more assembly lines or whatever, definitely do it, yo. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of wanting them. Yo, Lakers is giving them a nice little bit of the business. Maybe they did it that. But anyway, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what Google's gonna do with that, man, for sure. Samsung even jumped, and this is my thing too, Genosis. Like they did, like they were supposed to be using the Exynos, I think 2200 this year, and they panned that. They canceled it. Nope, we're not using that no more. They went all Snapdragon. Now they are rumored to be going back to half Exynos, half Snapdragon next year. So honestly, that kind of has me, I won't say excited, but at least curious, right? Because if I'm Samsung and I came off of a home run like the S23 Ultra, because that device is universally praised. Like for the most part, everybody loves the S23 Ultra. And to see the type of performance, the type of battery life, the type of efficiency that phone has, like right now, I only have one Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 phone, which is the Galaxy, and it's the only phone that I have that I can run wireless Android Auto and charge my phone at the same time via wire, and the device does not get hot. It might warm up a bit, but it does not get hot. My Pixel, it gets hot. It definitely gets hot. My Fold 4, it gets hot. My Xiaomi 12S Ultra, it gets hot. Now I am in Florida, so take environment, into that equation. It's generally really hot and really humid, so take that into account. But it's the only phone that I have that doesn't like get hot. Now, don't get me wrong, my phones aren't overheating to where stuff stops working, and I think that that's a differentiator that a lot of people have to understand and we have to make. Just because something is getting hot or getting heated doesn't mean that you're losing performance, right? I know with most Android phones, when they begin to overheat, the refresh rate dips. I rarely see that on my Pixel. I rarely see it on my Xiaomi. I rarely see it on my Fold, but they do get hot to the touch. See, yeah, Genosis, you're saying here in an AC environment. Like right now, it's cold as ice. I've scrolled social media. I was watching the game a little bit before the stream. Cold as ice. So that could just be a different strokes, different folks type of thing to happen. But no, like for me, it's generally like if I'm outside at Disney, something like that. And even like I said, I expect my device to get warm in that scenario, right? There's a difference that like there's a difference between the phone running so it's warm and my device is hot. Like it's not hot to burn me, but it's hot. And that's what I'm trying to get away from. That's what I'm trying to get away from. But let's go ahead and get into this next article, man. It's gonna be a pretty Google heavy night tonight. Honestly, just because there wasn't a lot else that interested me. So yeah, what wasn't a whole lot that interested me. But talking about the heat and talking about being in the car kind of gets us right into our next article. Love the segue here, which is Google will soon let Pixel phones double as dash cams. Double as dash cams. Now, I think this in concept and in theory is absolute fire. Like, especially with me being, and I'm not trying to take it there or play a race card. Oh, my bad, Louis. I did see you come through as well. What's up, man? Hope everything is good with you. I'm not trying to play the race card, none of that stuff. But as a man in America, this is a this is a feature that's dope, right? It doesn't hurt to be safe. It doesn't hurt to be careful. My only concern with this is this, right? Obviously, if you're using this feature, you're gonna want to be plugged in, to a wire, charging your phone or whatever the case may be. Yeah, Scoop, at this temperature, I expect everything to overheat because it's not quite this hot in Florida yet, dude. So at that temperature, everything is gonna overheat. No, without a doubt, without a doubt. Anywho, oh, JCC, we're gonna get into this too. But anyway, dash cams. So I think that this in theory is fire. I think that this could be one of those, quality of life things, kind of like the call screening, kind of like the faster voice dictation that just become Pixel exclusives, because I don't see this feature coming to Android stock, because I feel like this is something you have to tune for your device specifically. But my concerns with this feature, man, is if I can't have my Pixel running Android Auto plugged in on a hot day in Florida without getting, warmer in my car because the sun is beaming on it, right? And I'm running Android Auto, GPS, maps, all that stuff running at full throttle. How is this gonna work? Like even if they pull back the quality, right? Like maybe you won't get 4K in quality, obviously. Like maybe it'll be downscaled to 1080p or 720p. I honestly would even take 720p in all honesty. But I'm worried about the heat, like in my opinion. Like maybe this is something that they're trying to build Tensor 3 around, where Tensor 3 is gonna run more efficiently and run cooler because it's on a 4 nanometer process versus the 5. So maybe they're kind of anticipating this with that. I don't know. Maybe this is something that comes back to older Pixels. But like I said, I'm really concerned about the thermal aspect of it, because a lot of environments are hot and humid a lot of the time. So having your phone just plaster, and like with me, I have a vent mount that's I have like a vent mount that I lock my phone into. I have two, one for non-MagSafe and one for MagSafe phones. And even in that, AC is blowing. My Pixel, for the most part, will still get a little warm. With this, you kind of have to have your Pixel on your dash, like in that middle section, sun beaming on it. How is your device not going to overheat with that? So I'm really curious to see how they're going to work this. But man, like, I don't know. But rather than needing to buy a sometimes pricey dedicated gadget, you should soon be able to use your Pixel and select other Android devices. So maybe it is coming to Android as a whole. As a dash cam for your car following an upcoming personal safety update. And I guess it's as found in the code. So on select Android devices, primarily Pixel phones, but also other devices like the Nothing Phone 1, personal safety app offers useful features like emergency sharing, safety check, and car crash detection. This evening, Google seems to have mistakenly launched a dog food build, which is like a beta build of personal safety version, and that's the version number, via the Play Store. Inside, our team managed to enable a new feature called Dash Cam that, as the name suggests, records video and audio optionally while you are driving. If your phone is mounted in the right spot, the recording should provide helpful information in the event of an accident or other unexpected, situations. Once available, the feature can be launched through a new Dash Cam shortcut in the Be Prepared section of the home page. Here you can begin recording manually or view your recent videos while Dash Cam is recording. See, this is the part that I'm so confused about. Your phone is still fully usable, including navigating with Google Maps. So like I'm gonna be using Google Maps because Android Auto and my Dash Cam recording. Like that's a lot on your phone, bro. Alternatively, you can save power by locking your screen and the recording will continue, which that's how I see most people using it. Like for me, I probably would have to lock my phone, Android Auto, and then the dash cam doing its thing, in all honesty. Here's some screenshots, and there's a little dash cam setting there. Here's the record with dash cam when you click on the update section, and then you can actually set it up there. So background recording, you can use your phone during recording. Your phone records for up to 24 hours per video or until you stop recording. Storage optimization, unsaved videos are automatically deleted after 3 days. The average video size is about 3 megabytes per minute. Videos are compressed to save space without losing quality. Then it has the whole record responsibly thing, and I don't know. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So it's designed to record while you're on the road to improve your personal safety. Stay focused on the road while dash cam is on. Please carefully consider your responsibilities when recording and sharing your videos. And then record audio or don't record audio. And then that's that first picture there. So like I said, in theory and in practice, I think that this is a really dope feature, man. A really, really dope feature. But it's one of those things where, like I said, I'm honestly not sure how it's gonna, work out. Oh, they even mentioned using the ultra wide to give you a bigger picture. That's a good point too. Never thought about that. But this is what I was saying too. So it's like we also wonder how personal safety will be able to do this type of always on recording without generating excess heat, especially if your phone needs to be mounted in a position that's likely to see a lot of direct sunlight. Yeah, like it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. So we'll definitely see what happens. Y'all already know, as much as I drive using Android Auto, I will definitely be testing this out to see what this looks like. It says nothing in this feature's text mentions Pixel exclusivity, so it may not even be a Pixel exclusive feature. Come no more Android devices, I'm cool with that. But let me know what y'all think about this dash cam feature. Would y'all use this? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Genosis said, I want to get away from my Pixel 7 Pro, dimming the screen, scrolling photos in IG. See, I'm going to be honest. I don't use Instagram, but scrolling photos and say like Twitter, my phone doesn't overheat. So I'm not sure what's going on there, bud. Right? Lukewarm. Exactly. Like lukewarm means that, you know, my phone processor is running. It's doing its thing, putting in work. But if I could cook an egg on it, okay, now we got to chill. We got to chill. Scoop said it was 100 when I left work. Everybody already read that one. Everything overheats. Pixel 8 Pro temperature. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Barry said I'm definitely feeling the dash cam feature. Yeah, me too, dude. Me too. Jojo said hopefully not duct tape to the outside of the car. I'm done. He said there are dash cam apps in the Play Store. Oh, nice. See, I didn't even realize that. I prefer something probably native. It's because, you know, I don't have to download another app, but I had no idea that was even a thing. Words are hard tonight. Never had a dash cam overheat. See, but that's the thing, Savage, because dash cams are built not to overheat. So that makes perfect sense. A pixel is not meant to be put in your your middle dash, you know what I'm saying, with the sun beaming on it, man. It's a phone. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. See, exactly, BG. Like that's gonna be a hard scenario for any device, man. For any device. And shout out to BG for coming through, man. Appreciate you for coming through, dog. Miami and Orlando example. Yo, Miami, Orlando, Arizona, Texas, all of that stuff. In Texas, man, it could either be super humid or that dry, nasty heat, man. So it's definitely one of them things where it's like I said, those markets, bruh, it's gonna be hell to try to get this feature to not fry your device, man. Man, I hope the mounts for smartphones are strong enough for accents. I imagine these phones flying all over the place right now. Honestly, it depends on what you get, man, and obviously how hard you're hit too. I can say the two that I use for my car, if I were to get into an accident, they would be more than fine. Like they would be more than fine. That charger is going to be working double overtime. Yeah, you won't even be able to just plug, like, in order for this to probably not just like destroy your battery, you probably are going to need to use wireless Android Auto in a combination with a fast charger. Because that's what I use right now. I use wireless Android Auto, and then I have a not wireless, a fast wired car charger for my Pixel. Because yeah, bro, like I don't think the normal wattage using Android Auto wired is gonna be able to actually charge your phone. Because like you're already running Google Maps, which is killing your GPS if you're navigating, which most of the time I am. Not so much for directions, but I like the ETAs. I love to have my ETAs for wherever I'm going. So GPS navigation for Google Maps. If you're running Spotify as well, you're pushing Bluetooth through your car speaker. Your phone is in the sun because you're using this feature, and you got video constantly recording as well. Like you're gonna need for darn sure a fast charger in your car, man, for sure. And no, Savage, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, I'm not trying to play the race car. I'm being 100% real. It would put my mind at ease. Like I can imagine, you know, my both of my sons getting older. They're starting to drive. This being a feature that I make them turn on. Like you have to have this on while you're driving at all times, in case something happens. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like one of those peace of mind features for the most part. Or even myself, you know, even myself. Only thing that gets my phone hot, Twitter Spaces devours everything. Man, you want to talk about battery? Twitter Spaces destroys my battery, BG. Oh my God. The only, nah, it even drains my iPhone. Never mind. It just, Twitter Spaces just destroys every phone in terms of battery life for me. Every one of them, dog. See, what I would think, Genosis, for me is that instead of it being a feature you got to go into the app for, they throw it inside of like the quick tiles. So like you just drop the little quick tile, click the dash cam shortcut, and it automatically brings you to the dash cam. Most of us have either MagSafe or mounts, and we just throw our phone on the mount. So it honestly wouldn't be that much different, at least for me, man. At least for me, as someone who drives in the car with their phone pretty regularly. Battery life takes a hit when it, yeah, exactly, and that's without using this feature. Like just being in the sun, pushing Android Auto, especially wireless Android Auto. Good God, yeah, especially wireless Android Auto, it already destroys your battery. So adding this on top of that, oh, you definitely gonna need to be plugged in. Yo, California is another one. California is another one, dog. My Pixel 3a used to get hot as heck in my pocket walking outside of California. Exactly, dude. Like phones aren't built for this type of heat, bro. It really ain't. Maybe they'll use Sony power pass through tech that bypasses the battery so it doesn't degrade. Definitely, that would be a good thought, in my opinion. I'm gonna need Asus to make a fan for my Pixel soon. Facts, like a little fan card mount or something, bro. For real, for real. Honestly, James, I just don't care who the Twitter CEO is. Like, I don't care if it's Elon. I don't care if it's the first guy. I don't care if it's the new lady who's doing it. I just don't care, man. Just fix Twitter being weird on devices and stuff, and I'm cool. Like, I don't know. I guess it's just I just don't put enough stock in that type of stuff, man. I got better things to do with my time than worry about who's the CEO of a company. Like, nothing against people who care or even a Twitter CEO herself. I'm pretty sure it's a really big deal. But yeah, like I said, for me personally, man, I just don't care. It's not that big of a deal to me. Whoever runs Twitter runs Twitter. It is what it is. Last article was the one that Jason C made mention to. Google Pixel 8 Pro breaks cover with built-in temperature sensor. Yo, Evan, take it easy, man. Have a good night. So breaks cover with the new temperature sensor. Now, this is another one of those quality of life features where I feel like I would probably never use this because I don't really. I mean, it might be cool for like, yo, exactly, Johan. I don't care who's running it, just fix it. That's all. Um, I would maybe use this like for my kids, but like for myself, I mean, I guess like it would probably be like, and I'm just gonna be straight up when I say this. So if you got kids, kind of cover their ears. It'd be like a condom for the most part. If you're not married, it's like a condom. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, maybe. Kind of, we kind of went unmonetized there for a second, but it is what it is. It's just a good analogy. I like to use that one. But I don't know. Like I'm like in my head, I'm saying like, okay, cool feature. But I'm also saying in my head, like, who asked for this? Like, why, Google? Like, I would have rather you focus on something else than this. But, nonetheless, it's cool that these devices are becoming more and more lifestyle devices that you can use in, the real environment and stuff like that. But, like, if I could have had this during, like, maybe like the pandemic, I would have been like, more, happy about it or hype about it. But, right now, honestly, I'm just not that hyped for it. But one thing that I do see in this video that gets me hype is that this back looks matte. This back looks matte on this phone. And y'all know how much I want a matte back Pixel slab. So last week just brought us the debut of 2 new Pixels, but unlike the IO before, there was no tease of what's to come. I think the biggest reason we didn't get a tease is because they didn't want to talk about Tensor 3 when they're putting Tensor 2 in the Pixel Fold. I honestly think that's why we didn't get a tease, to be honest. We've already seen Google's upcoming Pixel 8 Pro through renders, but now the phone has leaked live with what's claimed to be a temperature sensor built in. Leaked Kubo, I am not going to butcher that, and 91 Mobiles published what is the first real-life image of the Pixel 8 Pro. The image shows a white version of the phone with a similar look to the Pixel 7 series, which we kind of figured. There's a sizable silver camera module, this time with a larger overall cutout for the 3 camera lenses, most likely because we're moving to the bigger main sensor with that, hopefully, fingers crossed, GN2 sensor. But what's notable here is the added sensor off to the right side of those cameras. This new sensor was first seen in a previous leak, but there was no word at the time on what it would actually do. At the time, most expected it to be a LiDAR sensor. Google seems to have other plans, though. Somebody was saying that that sounds like a waste to them. I kind of agree. I would have rather seen LiDAR too, but it is what it is. We skipped our thing. Oh, the video got taken down. So we can't even watch the video anymore. That's kind of funny. But anyway, in a brief video, we can see that this new sensor on Pixel 8 Pro is action infrared temperature sensor. If it's infrared, maybe we can have TV, IR blaster type stuff going on. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, the sensor, which works much like the contactless thermometers we've become familiar with after living through the worst of COVID-19, is used to read your body temperature. The video shows that this is done starting at the forehead. So you kind of, and I'll just kind of demonstrate what the girl did in the video. So you kind of take your forehead, your pixel is gonna have like a big button on the screen, so to speak. So that way you can kind of just tap it or whatever. You tap the button and it starts. And y'all seen that little flash? That's a little lock screen weirdness I've been having with my Pixel lately. Anyway, big button. You tap the button and then you kind of go as close as you can, and then you hit your temple. And that's kind of how it works. And it's supposed to, accurately read your temperature. How accurate it's gonna be, I don't know about that. We'll see. But anyway, scan close as possible without touching it. The whole process takes about 5 seconds, not bad at all. And then the result is shown. Apparently, the sensor will also be able to read the temperature of other objects. Interesting. The data is being, so I wonder, actually, I just thought about that. Wonder if I have like a phone, I can like tap it and scan the phone maybe and be able to like tell what the temperature, like if the phone's overheating, maybe. I don't know. Apparently, the sensor also, be able to read temperature of objects. Data is apparently stored locally and processed in Android's private compute core. Googlers are allegedly testing the feature already too, which is presumably why the video below exists in the first place. They removed the video because I'm pretty sure it was a leak. It's a unique use, and we'll be curious to see how Google uses this data in Fitbit, as well as what other use cases come out of the sensor. It doesn't appear to be enough to double as a thermal camera, so the use cases here seem a bit limited, which is surprising for a brand new dedicated sensor on the device. I agree, there has to be more there. The temperature sensor is expected to be exclusive to Pixel 8 Pro, not showing up on the lesser Pixel 8, which definitely seems weird in my opinion. If it's kind of phrased as like a lifestyle feature, I would think you want that in the hands of as many people as possible. But either way, curious. Google's next batch of Pixels is also expected to run on a new Tensor G3 chip, and with the Pro, ditch the curved display, which they did show in the video. Obviously, we don't have the video anymore, but they did show that in the video. So let's get through these last bit of comments. By the way, no one is using this temp thing in public. Facts. Sir, hey, you got to keep protection on deck, man. It's crazy out here in these streets. That's why I'm happily married, bro. I'm happy to not be in the dating game no more. It's crazy out here, man. Women and men, both. Everybody crazy. Everybody's crazy. Yeah, exactly, Jojo. This feature would have been helpful in 2020. Exactly. COVID come back, phone gonna sell out. I stayed taking my tip. Facts, BG. Same here, man. Same here. We went through about 2 or 3 of those little thermometers during the pandemic. Kept losing them. So have it built into my phone, which I've never lost a phone. Definitely sounds about right. It's a feature I don't care for. Definitely focus on something else. I agree, Delvon. Like, yeah, I'm just kind of meh to it. Cool thing to have, but I would prefer for y'all to focus on something else. Also, appreciate you for coming through, homie. Appreciate you for coming through. But I guess we now know, but I guess we know what that mysterious sensor is for. Yeah, because for the life of me, we could not figure it out. Not a big fan of the shiny camera bar. I would have liked the matte. Yeah, I think matte would have looked really good too. Honestly, man, I think for me, the reason why I'm cool with it is because I tend to go for the white and silver model, and the silver just looks so dope to me. But I will say I do prefer the Pixel 7 Pro camera layout with the separate cutouts versus the big cutout that we have here. Now, I can obviously forgive the bigger cutout because we're getting bigger sensors. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Michael Pepper Tech, what up, man? He said, will the sensor tell me when the pixel's getting a temperature itself? But He said, "Nah, Ike, you have to hold the phone up to your face inside you like the girl did." Oh, like this. Hold on, I got you, Johan. Hold on. I got you. So like this, right? Click. That's funny. Brad said, "Google in their leaky faucet." You already know. Oh, that's a good point too, Jojo. I didn't even think about that. See, look at me, not even thinking outside the box. He said, I can see this being useful for women trying to monitor best time for fertility. That's a very good point. I wonder if Google will market it as that. So yeah, IR blaster would be dope, but I mean, it is an IR sensor, Savage. So maybe I would love for them to bring Soli back if they could. But the thing is, Genosis, I'm cool with waiting for Soli to come back once they can squeeze all the Soli sensors under the display. And I don't think right now they have the tech to be able to do that at the price that they're trying to hit. Because if they brought back Soli, we'd have something pretty similar to the Dynamic Island, but on the Pixel. And I'm gonna be honest, I like the Dynamic Island. I like the functionality. I'm cool with the looks of it. I don't want that anywhere near any of my Android devices. It works on the iPhone because the iPhone is kind of tailored around that, but I don't want that on any of my Android phones. So if Google can't bring in the Soli sensors and all that stuff and put it under the display, I do not want it. So once they can do that, bring it back by all means. I don't need a phone to tell me when I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. Uh-oh. Sound like MPT was about to try to drop some bars there. I would like Google to put a pin in their devices. I think that'd be pretty dope to have like a Pixel Note style device for productivity. I think that'd be pretty dope. G Fold with M-Body stylus. I do know that the Pixel Fold has stylus support. So, hey, who knows? Maybe one of these days, Google will build like a suite of pen features and stuff like that. I still feel like if you need that pen input or anything like that, you're going to want to go over to Sammy. Sammy kind of kills it in that arena, and they're kind of untouched. Well, I won't say untouched, but they're like kind of killing it right now in the game with that. But that's what we're going to go ahead and wrap it on up. So y'all already know, I already mentioned it. We all going to go over and raid. We all going to go over and raid T-Stream. Show that man some love. Show him some support as well. I don't know if best of our week with Juan and TK is going to be later on tonight or tomorrow. So just make sure that you do stay subscribed and turn on that bell. That way, whenever they do go live, you'll get those notifications as well. And then obviously, like I said, LaShawn's doing his thing with Ignite Hours tomorrow. So you know we're going to get crazy with the shenanigans. But that's where we're going to go ahead and wrap this one on up. Yo, Brad, straight up, dude, I just saw this and had to talk about it. Absolutely. If they did copy the Dynamic Island, even to give us Soli, we would never hear the end of it. Like, oh my God, like pixels are already trashed now. Dear Lord, I don't even want to imagine the type of backlash that Pixel fans would get if the Dynamic Island got copied. But either way. Moving on to the next stream, guys. Like I said, as always, appreciate y'all for coming through and showing your boys some love. As I said, as always, but this is IkesTechTalk. I will catch you all in the next live stream. Peace.